Yeah, we back. Now, today, we're going to have a real discussion. Now, listen, I know in the video title, I said all women need a husband, which I know on my channel, I'm only speaking to black women. I only speak to black people. So listen, if you are a non-black woman, you can stick around. But listen, this message is only directed to one group of women, right? Black women. Now, let's get into it, not wasting no time. The inspiration behind this video is, I know y'all have heard this saying, this phrase, this talking point that has been going around by saying single women are the happiest women. Independent women are the happiest women. They always talk about how married women are so miserable and how only the single women are winning. You know, the women that's 48 years old, traveling the world, single, no husband. The only person they got to answer to is their white boss at their job, and they just so happy. And this is the best route to take. Yes, 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 girl power. Now, let's get into it. Let's bring it back to reality, right? I know y'all like to operate in delusions, but because I got love for y'all, I'm gonna tell you the truth, because that's what people do when they love you. They tell you the truth so you don't go out into the world making a fool of yourself. Now, take a seat, take out your pen and notepad, and let's talk about the facts and why all black women need a husband. Period, point blank. Now, if you want your children to be successful, to have a leg up in society, if you want your grandchildren to be successful and have a leg up in society, yes, you will need a husband to do that. Yes, you will need a husband to compete with the rest of the world. Yes, if you want your children to be in the top 1%, yes, you will need a husband. 9 times out of 10, yes, that will be the case. And I will tell you why. Look up on the screen. In this video, we are going to talk about the most successful women, the most powerful women currently on the planet, okay? The most wealthy women, the most productive women, the women that have all the power, all the girl power that you guys always talk about. We're going to talk about women who really have girl power, and we're going to talk about how they acquired that girl power, okay? We're not going to talk about the delusions and the fantasies that you guys like to push on the next generation so they can be 55 years old, single and alone, drinking their wine and with their cats and their dogs. No, we're going to talk about the women who really got money, who really got power, who really got status, who really are out here doing the damn thing, okay? Let's go. Number 8 on the list of the most wealthy and the most powerful women on the planet. Coming in at number 8, we have Susanne Klatten with a net worth of $23.6 billion. Suzanne's late mother was the 3rd wife of industrialist Herbert Quandt, who guided BMW to preeminence in the luxury market. Now, Susanne owns around 19% of BMW. Susanne, who also has an MBA, helped transform Altana AG, another one of her grandfather's companies, into a world-class pharmaceutical and specialty chemical corporation. Now, how did Susanne Klatten come into the windfall of over $20 billion and end up becoming the 8th most powerful woman on the planet Earth, right? She was able to do that because her mother married a successful man. Her mother found a husband who was worth a damn, and he ended up becoming a multi-billionaire, and she ended up coming into the fortune of over $20 billion. And one thing you'll notice throughout this video is you'll see that pretty much every single woman who's the most powerful woman on the planet, they all came into their fortune because they were either the wife or the daughter or the sister of an intelligent, powerful, and industrious man. Point blank, period. You will never be able to independent woman your way to compete with these women. An independent woman can never compete with a woman who is the wife or the daughter or the sister or the niece or the goddaughter or even the mother of an intelligent, industrious, productive, hardworking, entrepreneurial man. It just won't happen because by the time they reach college, they're already ahead of the game. You got to understand, my father is an entrepreneur himself. And listen, my younger sister who's still in college, she already has a higher net worth than all you single independent women in the corporate world. You will never catch up to her. And she's not even 22 years old yet. Yes. Now let's get into it. Next woman on the list, coming in at number 7, we have Miriam Adelson with a net worth of $28.3 billion. As the widow of Sheldon Adelson, the former CEO and chairman of casino company Las Vegas Sands, Miriam has been named as the 7th richest woman on the planet. Although Miriam was born in Israel and studied to become a medical doctor focused on addiction, she owns more than half of the New York Stock Exchange listed gambling empire. Yes, unlike number 8, who was the daughter of an elite, productive, industrious man, this woman was the wife of an elite, productive, industrious man. Yes, you'll notice that each of these women on the list, yes, they do have their own degrees, they do have their own credentials, they do have their own body of work that they've produced, but you'll notice that the majority of their fortune came from being attached either by blood lineage as the daughter or by marriage as the wife of a successful elite man. So I'm telling you right now, you'll notice on the list, this is a common theme. In order to become that powerful woman, that wealthy woman that you dream of, you won't be able to do it alone. Well, you may be able to, but you got to understand and accept the fact that you're starting so far behind the mark, because there are women who, by the time they're 18 years old, they're already millionaires and billionaires because of who their father is. And you're starting at ground zero. You're starting at point A, step one, and they're already at point 7,500. And you'll never catch up to them no matter how hard you work, unless you hit the mega millions, which you won't. Let's get into it. The next woman coming in at number 6 on the list, we have Miss Gina Rinehart, coming in at a net worth of $29.1 billion, named as Australia's richest citizen and the 6th richest woman in the world. Gina Rinehart built her wealth on iron ore. After her father died, Gina rebuilt his financially distressed company, Hancock Prospecting, and is now Australia's 2nd largest cattle producer. Gina's biggest asset is the Royal Hill Mining Project, and she became executive chairwoman of Hancock Prospecting in 1992. Now, as we can see, number 6, this is a woman who inherited what her father built and took it from a distressed company struggling and took it to the top. You'll never catch up to this woman. You will never, ever, ever, ever catch up to women who are the wives and daughters of successful men. You will never catch up to my sisters. You women, you independent women with no husband in corporate America slaving away for the white man, you will never, ever, ever catch up to my sisters. Ever. No matter how hard you work, you could work 20 hours a day. And my sister, who's still in college right now, will be wealthier than you when you're dead. Because that is how life goes. So you guys can forego marriage. You guys can minimize the importance of a man, but you will never, ever, ever make it anywhere near this list. Your sons and daughters will never, ever, ever be near the top 1%. Because you guys want to do the work the long way and the hard way, and you do not want to attach yourself to a man because society told you that you don't need a man. But it is what it is. The women who understand that they need a man, they are going to win and you will lose. Let's go. Next on the list, coming in at number 5, we have Jacqueline Mars, coming in at a net worth of $33.8 billion. Jacqueline Mars owns an estimated 1/3 of the world's Mars, the world's largest candy maker, which was founded by her grandfather. Jacqueline worked for the company for over 20 years and served on the boards until 2016. Currently, she serves on the board of the National Archives and has previously been on the board of the Washington National Opera. So unlike the previous women who are the daughters or the wives of industrious entrepreneurs, she is the granddaughter, right? You'll notice a common theme. It's usually going to be the wife, the granddaughter, the daughter, and it's the same for men as well. You'll notice that the top elite men are usually the sons, the grandsons, the nephews, the godsons. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's all about family. You guys want to minimize the importance of family? Well, guess what? Those of us who understand the importance of family, listen, we're going to be drowning in the bankroll. We're going to be counting up the money, and y'all going to be working 18-hour days, and we're going to be on a vacation somewhere in the tropics, and you'll never, ever, ever be able to catch the tip of our toes because we're going to leave you in the damn dust. Let's get into it. Next on the list, coming in at number 4. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this woman, coming in at number 4 with a net worth of over $42.7 billion. After announcing her divorce from Jeff Bezos in 2019, Mackenzie Scott received a 25% stake of Amazon and immediately started planning how to help others by giving her fortune away. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Listen, brothers, if you marry a woman, make sure she's not going to give away the damn empire. Listen, make sure that she don't believe in just giving away the whole damn, you know what I mean? No, we're not just going to give it away to the world. We got to give it to our children, man. Forget that. But either way, she's not black, so I don't care what she does with her money. But listen, we're talking to my black men on this show right here. We're talking to the black people. Listen, we're not giving our money away, okay? We're not giving our money away. We're not. Okay, let's get back into it. Mackenzie employs a no strings attached giving style, which grants nonprofits complete control over how the donated money is spent. She once said, "I have a disproportionate amount of money to share. I will keep at it until the safe is empty." Now listen, brothers, if you come across a woman like this, don't get married to her, bro. Do not get married to her. Listen, if you are the son of a successful man like myself, do not marry a woman who's gonna give away everything your father built. All right, smash it on the side. Keep her as a mistress. You know what I mean? Give her, you know what I mean, gifts every now and then. Don't give her a ring. Don't give her a ring. Listen, we done work too damn hard to build what we built. We're not giving away to nobody except our own people. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 3. We have Julia Koch. I'm sure y'all have heard of the Koch family. I'm sure that's a name that rings bells. Let's get into it. Coming in at a staggering $57.8 billion. Julia Koch inherited a 42% stake in Koch Industries along with her 3 children after her husband David Koch died. Throughout her own personal career, Julia worked as an assistant to fashion designer Adolfo, where she assisted many high-profile clients, including First Lady Nancy Reagan. Both Julia and David donated $10 million to Mount Sinai Medical Center and $10 million to Stanford Children's Hospital to study food allergies. Yes, the wife of David Koch. You notice it's the wives and the daughters and the granddaughters that are the wealthiest and the most powerful women in the world. You single independent women will never, ever catch up. Even if you work 24 hours a day for 24 years straight, you will never, ever catch up. This is the cold, hard facts. And the same thing applies for the men. Unless you are the son of an industrious man and you have the intellectual capacity to not mess up everything that you inherit, you will most likely never catch up to the sons of rich men. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the average man is never going to be able to catch up to the son of a millionaire or a billionaire. It's just, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is the importance of family, the importance of family planning, family structure, making sure that you choose the right husband, the right wife, and raise proper children to make sure that the family legacy is maintained. Next on the list, coming in at number 2, we have Alice Walton with a net worth of $57.8 billion. As the only daughter of Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, Alice Walton has become the second richest woman in the world, focusing her efforts on curating art rather than working for Walmart like her siblings. In January 2020, Alice revealed plans to open a holistic health institute in Bentonville in an attempt to heal America's broken healthcare system. Yes, the daughter of Sam Walton is the second most powerful woman on the planet Earth. And you independent single women will never, ever put in enough hours at corporate America or even your own little startup business with those 1, 2, 3 employees to ever catch up to the daughter of Sam Walton. And at the end of this, we are going to talk about the black billionaires. Yes, and we're going to see who is compiled on that list as well. So yes, number 1, coming in, the number 1 most powerful woman on the planet Earth with a ridiculous net worth of over $74.3 billion. Number 1, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers. Wow. Listen, as the granddaughter of the founder of L'Oreal, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers has been named as the richest woman in the world. Françoise and her family own around 33% of L'Oreal stock. Françoise and her family donated $226 million to repair Notre Dame Cathedral following the April 2019 fire. And Françoise is president of the family's philanthropic foundation, which encourages French progress in the sciences and arts. Now, listen. Yes, in summary, what you'll notice on this list was every single woman that was named was the daughter, the granddaughter, the wife, the stepdaughter of a powerful man. I'm not saying that women cannot enter this list on their own merit, but the likelihood of you amassing between 20 billion, 40 billion, $75 billion on your own by working at some white man's company, the odds are pretty much slim to none. I think you have a higher chance of winning the Mega Millions, in my opinion. Now, listen, if money, wealth, power is not something that interests you, that is perfectly fine. I understand everybody does not care about that. Everybody doesn't want to be in the top 1%. Everybody doesn't want to have $250 million to just donate to things that you believe in. A lot of people don't care about that. Some of y'all would be perfectly happy just living off the grids, in the woods, farming with your cattle and your plants, and just living off the land. That's perfectly fine. But for many of you women who desire to live a life of prestige, wealth, status, for your children to live comfortably, for your children to have an inheritance, for your children to be respected, for your family name to be respected, you will never catch up to these women. And the reason why I'm such a believer in marriage, yes, I'm not a black man that is against marriage. I know a lot of brothers my age, I'm in my late 20s, they always talk about how marriage, it doesn't matter, they'll never get married, they're gonna be bachelors till they're 75, still smashing hoes. I don't believe in that. I want to get married, I want to have a wife, I want to have children, I want to do what my dad did. My dad been married since the 80s, you know what I mean? Like I said, my father is an entrepreneur. We have 2 pharmacy locations in New York City. One of my younger sisters will inherit one of those locations, and I will inherit another one of those locations. And hopefully I can expand the operation and take it higher and higher and higher. So then my future children will also be, multimillionaires and hopefully billionaires. Hopefully we can take it to compete with the Walgreens and the Dwayne Reeds and the CVS's and et cetera, et cetera. Guess what? You independent women will never be able to catch up to my sisters. There's no amount of hours in corporate America that you'll be able to put in to catch up to my little sister, who's only 19 years old and already is pretty much a millionaire in net worth. So when you women get pregnant by these non-productive men, by these men who you did not vet to be a proper patriarch and a leader for your family, and you become a baby moms, you do your children such a disservice that you cannot imagine. You put them so far behind. They have to start at square one when there are children out here starting at square 17 million, and they'll never be able to, in one single lifetime, catch up to those children. Look at Donald Trump's son, Barron Trump. How old is he? Probably not even 20 years old yet. And he's already light years ahead of so many people on the planet, and he has not even put in one day of work yet because his father is Donald goddamn Trump. So the same rules apply to men as well. Men have to start at zero when their father did not put in the work to put them ahead of the curve. So unlike most black people, listen, I'm not ashamed of my background. I know it's seen as like, oh, you're not cool if, you don't have the rough background. You don't come from the streets. You ain't come up drinking cereal with water, and you ain't come up with the roaches in the peanut butter. Listen. Y'all can have that, bro. Y'all can have that. Listen, I'm about black wealth, black power, black prestige, black success, black excellence, okay? Y'all can have the, I came from the streets, had to sell crack. Man, y'all can have that, bro, because y'all starting at square zero, all right? Listen, I'm starting at square 700. And y'all not gonna catch up to me by the time I take it to the next level. So my kids gonna be starting at square 50,000, and their kids gonna start at square 500,000, and their kids gonna be at square 1 million. And a lot of y'all great grandkids gonna be starting back at square zero, square one. So listen, ladies, and the fellas, stop minimizing the importance of family. Stop minimizing the importance of having a wife, having a husband. Stop minimizing the importance of passing down an inheritance. Stop minimizing the importance of building up your family name. Stop minimizing the importance of having power and wealth in society, especially since you guys love to complain about the wealth gap, the racial wealth gap, the net worth, blah, 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 blah. According to economists, they say in North America, the net worth of black people will reach zero. Black people will have a collective net worth of $0 by the year 2053. Just look it up. Just look up black net worth 2053. In America, it will hit zero. And all you women talking about how, single independent women are the most happiest. Fine, do that. And y'all can end up with a $0 net worth, because guess what? Single black women in America, you guys have a net worth of $5. Married black women in America, they have a net worth of over $30,000. Okay? So compare the married black woman with a net worth of over $30,000 to the single independent black woman with a net worth of less than $5. Can't even get a damn dime bag of weed with your net worth, because you guys are in such debt and you are doing it all by yourself. Now, let's get into the most powerful black people on the planet. Number one, we have Aliko Dangote coming in with a net worth of $13.5 billion coming out of Nigeria. And yes, all the women in his family work for him. Coming in at number two, again, out of Nigeria, Mike Adenuga, $9.1 billion. Number three, out of America, Robert Smith, $5 billion. Number four, out of America, David Stewart, $4 billion. Number five, out of Nigeria, Abdul Rabiu, $3.2 billion. Next, Oprah Winfrey, as we all know, $2.7 billion. Next, Strive Masiyiwa, $2.4 billion. Next, Patrice Motsepe, $2.3 billion. Next, Michael Jordan, $1.6 billion. Next, Tope Awotona, coming in at $1.4 billion. Next, Jay-Z, $1.4 billion. Next, Tyler Perry, $1 billion. LeBron James, $1 billion. So we only have one woman on this entire list, Oprah Winfrey. And she had to work for the white man to get that money. She did not build that money on her own. The white man put her on. So listen, at the end of the day, you are either going to slave away for the white man, be a puppet for the white man, like Oprah Winfrey, to get to that billion, and it's only going to be one of you on the list, or you can marry one of the men on this list, but unfortunately, they're all married already. And so yeah, now listen, hope is not lost. Hope is not lost. Before we even finalize this video, before we exit, I'm going to let y'all women know who's listening how you too can become the wife of an elite man. So you can also become one of the wealthiest, most powerful women on the planet Earth. You have to understand, all hope is not lost. Men are like stock. Men are like cryptocurrency, right? Would you buy Bitcoin if it was $45,000 per Bitcoin? No, you wouldn't. You should have bought Bitcoin when it was around $100. Men are similar in the same way, right? You see, when my mother met my father, he was not a millionaire yet. He was actually still in Haiti. Yes, he was still in Haiti. He was working for a company in Haiti. And then they immigrated to America together and he was driving cabs. You see, at that time, the stock, you could say, was around $5. That was back in the late 80s, early 90s. Fast forward to present day. Now, listen, we up 7 figures easily as a family in terms of net worth. And now you could say the stock is probably, $20,000, right? Would you buy a stock at $20,000? As in, would you wait for that man to be a finished product and hopefully he'll choose you? Or would you try to get in on that stock early when he's in medical school, when he's in the STEM program, when he's still in college, when he's still in university, before he entered his career, before he built up his stock, before his standards get too high that you will no longer be qualified for his attention or his time? One thing I notice about black women, y'all either waste too much time with a stock that is going nowhere, a stock that will never rise in value, or you guys wait for the stock to shoot through the moon and then you want to put in your bid, but by that time you do not have enough, money to purchase his stock, meaning now he's already self-made, he's already established, and now he only wants the most beautiful, he only wants the best that his money can buy, and you cannot grab his attention or his time because he has way too many options blowing up his line. So listen, ladies, you gotta get in early. You have to get in early. You have to get in when they're in medical school, when they're in the medical program, when they're in the pharmacy program, when they're building up their stock and their status as a man. You have to get it when the stock is low, when the stock is hovering around $5, $10, because you don't want to wait till it's at $50,000 because you won't have enough money to put in a bid. I notice many of you guys want to waste time, only want to deal with the established men. But guess what? Then when those established men only treat you as a side chick because they got too many options, then you want to complain. You have to get in early. You have to get in early. That's what my mother did. That's what my grandmother did. And guess what? You guys will never catch up to my little sisters. You won't. Because my mother chose a man that is productive, a man that had a plan. So by the time my sister graduates from school, she'll already have everything set up to enter into the list of the most powerful women, black women especially, on the planet. And me, I will join that list of one of the most powerful black men on the planet as well. So listen, everything always comes down to the family that you are a part of. If you learned anything from that list, everything comes down to the family that you are a part of. It does not come down to how hard you work. Yes, hard work is part of it, because if you notice, every woman on that list, she had her own credentials, she had her own degrees, she had her own thing that she built with the money she inherited. But everything came down to the family that she was a part of, the family name that she was attached to. The Koch family, the Walton family, the Myers family, the Klatten family. Even with the black people, the Carter family, the Dangote family. It always comes back to the family name. So listen, y'all can keep pushing that independent nonsense if you want. Be a single woman, blah, blah, blah. Y'all brothers can continue pushing that nonsense, talking about don't get married, never get married, to be a bachelor till you 80 years old, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna get married for sure. I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna have kids, and my kids are gonna be 10 times far ahead than your kids, because I understand and I value the concept of marriage. It's your boy Neferkari Desaline back in the building, yes indeed, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. No, they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking Thinking to make it ambition, I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This is an art, and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with friends, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.